What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. And today I'm going to talk about a very simple, basic, but effective workout program. Now, this is something that I've run myself and have also recommended to some clients over the years. Now, it's really easy because it's 6 exercises. And I say that with a little bit of sarcasm, but it's 6 exercises. It's a squat, bench, deadlift, bent over row, overhead press, and barbell curl. And the curl's the only isolation exercise in this list. Now, what makes it really simple is the rep scheme. It's going to be 4 working sets of 6 reps, and that's for all 6 exercises. Okay. Now, a few things you're going to notice. First of all, it's going to be a full body workout. So every major muscle group gets addressed and every major muscle group gets worked. Okay. Second, there's not really any variation. So you're not going to start off with, let's say, a medium stance squat and then go into a wide stance squat. You're not going to do a conventional deadlift and then a sumo deadlift. You're not going to do a flat bench and then do an incline bench. You want to stay consistent with each lift. So if you want to go into this with one type of squat in mind, that's fine. Pick it and then stick with it. If you want to do a certain deadlift style, that's fine. Just make sure you choose which one you're going to use and stay with that variation through the entire program. You don't want to mix things up. This is about making linear progression with 6 lifts and 6 specific lifts. Now, a few things to keep in mind before I even dive into this. 1, if you are a beginner, if you're a novice, I don't recommend this program because it's very taxing and demanding, but also I want you to get a foundation and a base of strength to work with. So take some time, learn the lifts, make sure your technique is right, make some progress, build some strength, and then later down the line, especially when you become, let's say, an early intermediate and even up to an advanced lifter, this is a good program to run, whether it is just to switch things up or try something new. Most programs, you'll probably do one compound, one of these, or maybe a couple. They'll pair them up together and you'll do that in a workout. This is 5 big movements plus the curl, but 5 big main compound movements. That's a lot. And again, even though it's only 6 exercises, it's going to take a lot out of you. And so that's just something to keep in mind. Now, a few things you're going to notice when you do this program. It's a bit aggressive, so when you're thinking about where to start, what weights do you use when you begin, keep a couple things in mind. 1, start conservative, because if you've never done this kind of workout before, you're just going to notice it takes a lot out of you. So, that being said, pick a weight that you know for sure that you can use without really a whole lot of challenge. But if you want any kind of setup, I'd say take a weight that you can do 10 good reps, not 10 reps that you barely get in, but 10 good reps, and use that as a starting point. Now for progression, with the squat and the deadlift, you're going to go up 10 pounds a week. Okay, so let's say you start off with 135 pounds for your squat. You'll do that 3 days. Okay, so let's say we go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then week 2, you're going to go to 145, and you're going to do that for 3 workouts, and then 155, and go on from there. Now with the bench press, you certainly could do 10-pound increases. However, the gentleman who gave this program to me said that it could be a little too aggressive on an upper body lift. So while you certainly could do a 10-pound increase every week for the bench press, it just might be a little too much. You might find that you start to hit a wall a little bit sooner than the lower body lifts. So feel free to do a 5-pound increase. And then for the other lifts, the bent over row, the overhead press, and the curl, those are going to be 5-pound increases as well. So same kind of thing. Take take any of those lifts and give your 10 rep max, or just a weight that you know you can hit good 10 reps with. Use that as your starting point, and then a 5-pound increase every week. Because while that does not seem like very much, as you go heavier with your primary movers, your 3 power lifts, that's going to take a little bit more out of you, so you might not be able to do as much with the other 3 lifts afterwards. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. And then finally, one big benefit that I've gotten out of this workout routine is just the sheer frequency. Very common, you'll have programs that have you do a bench press once a week. Some will have you go up to twice a week. But when you do something 3 times a week, it has a really nice effect of just building confidence. You'll be able to do a lift, and since you're doing it 3 times a week and not waiting a long time to do it again, you'll build a lot of good efficiency with it. So it's just like anything else. If you're practicing something once a week, you can make slow progress gradually, but if you're doing it 3 times a week, you'll be that much better at it and that much sooner. So it's a really good program. Again, it is simple in its layout, so on paper it looks incredibly easy, and it's easy to remember because you're doing 4 sets of 6 with each exercise, not counting warm-ups, 4 working sets. But if you follow it correctly, it's actually very demanding, so it's not easy, but it is very rewarding because, again, frequency alone will make you a better lifter just from being able to do especially the power lifts, but even the other 3, because you're addressing every major muscle group. Everything gets really worked at the end of the day. Okay, say for maybe your calves to a degree and maybe very specific parts of your body, like very small parts, but this isn't meant to address everything. This is meant to get you stronger, and with a program you have to keep that in mind. You can't jam pack a program and try to address every single facet of fitness in one program. Some will highlight others, and then others will fill in those gaps. So 6 exercises: bench, squat, deadlift, bent over row, overhead press, and a barbell curl. Could you do a dumbbell curl? I suppose so, but a barbell curl it'll be a little easier to overload with, and at the end of the day, it's a better strength mover. So that being said, if you guys have any questions over this program, it's an old Russian powerlifting program, and again, I found it to be rewarding. I think I ran it for 2 months, and after you get past week 1, you'll really feel confident in the lifts because you'll just have been doing them frequently enough to just build efficiency, and I think that's a very big takeaway. But even overall in strength, or if you're trying to build muscle, really good program. So if you have any questions about it, let me know. Otherwise, remember, adopt, don't shop.